Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm back with another video and another review to talk to you about the half and the half season 3 episode. I don't even know. I have it down though. This episode, hold on. Yes, if you watch my other video for the 2000 hot part, I already spoke about this. So please don't go in the comments like, ooh, look at that zit on your face. Yeah, because you already know I hate stuff on my face, and it's hurting, and it's ugly. Ooh, it's ugly. Yeah. Anyway, have not. I have planned to give you a very exciting review, a very heartfelt review, but I'm on a inspirational high right now, and I'm trying my best to come out of it and to switch into review Joquay and not, oh my god, what just happened, Joquay? Because I just got to watching the Too Darn High Party, and it was just so much inspiration in that video, and I'm sitting here like, oh my god, why did they do this on the same night I'm supposed to do the review? And it was so much that happened tonight, and so much answered questions that happened on tonight's episode, and I plan to like be very exciting, be very loud, be very, oh my goodness. But I guess when I get to the stuff that happened with Veronica at the end and all the other stuff, I guess I can give you, oh my god, like y'all really don't understand. Like, I don't think y'all really do understand how much of a high I'm on right now, to the point that I really didn't even want to come to you and give you this review video. I was gonna do it tomorrow, but I know y'all want it tonight, so oh my goodness. I had so much excitement, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna do this review, and I'm gonna do it anyway. So let's get into this review of Heaven Have Now. Bam! But anyway, we start off the episode with Jim Cryer coming into Amanda's room, and this fool is knocking like she's in there. So I'm really like, okay, Jim, what's really going on? How guilty are you? I'm like, okay. But anyway, he walks in the room. He somehow didn't know that Catherine was sitting over there in the other part of the room, and they have the plastic everywhere because they just got to clean. They're moving everything out. So the room is going to be a rest in peace Amanda's room. Nothing's going to be in there. So he's apologizing, like, oh my god, what have I done? I failed you. I apologize. And Catherine speaks. And he turns over and looks at Catherine and is like, what are you doing here? And she's like, the same reason why you're in here. I'm looking for answered questions. I'm looking for a reason why. And judging by the way things have been going, I would never find that out. And I'm like, okay, I'm here for this Catherine, because Catherine is on a I'm over it type of attitude, don't play with me type of attitude. I'm done with this. She's like, I'm done. She's over it. And she's like talking to Jim about telling him, and I'm looking like, okay, Catherine is hood. She's getting somewhere, because she's getting to the point where she's putting Jim on game. Jim didn't know that Jennifer was at his house in his backyard talking to White, and White telling her everything about the cover up, about Veronica having a car, about him hitting Benny Young and the girl. I mean, he's telling her everything, and he just walked around the house like that. And Catherine already picked game and didn't even go out there to stop him, because she's like, he needs to tell everything. And he's like, she's telling him like, go look out the window, and he's like, what I need to look out the window? He's like, look out the window and go look, go see. He's like, it's Wyatt. He's like, and who else? He's like, Catherine, stop playing with me. Who's out there? You know I can't see that far. I'm like, you blind bastard. She's like, why is out there talking to the DEA? Jennifer is out there. He's like, why would we talk to the DEA and what would we be talking about? I'm like, Jim, are you that stupid? Are you that dumb? And she's like, I don't know. I don't care. Maybe tell them about the cover up, about the car, about all your affairs, about the hit and run. And I'm like, so you letting your wife put you up on game. You're supposed to be the sneaky, conniving person, but she is now 10 to 15 steps in front of you, and you just sitting there like lost. Unless she was playing some game, type of game. But she's like, I sit here every time and think about why did I stay in this marriage? Why did I marry you? I told you time and time again to let Wyatt pay for his dealings. He needed to learn a lesson. Didn't I tell you that? Yes, you're right. Did I told you to have Amanda admitted, but you still didn't listen. Jim, why didn't you listen to me? I thought about staying in this relationship because every time, even I said I do with a killing in itself, and she's like, but I thought about staying in this relationship to make you suffer, to look at me every morning, every night before you go to sleep. No, and she's like, but I still haven't found the answer of why. But I tell you one thing, I'm over it and I'm over you. And basically, it's like, I want a divorce. I'm done with this situation. And she's like, after I get and she's like, so, you must be over it too, because I got an email from the bank, and $7.4 million has been taken out. So is that your divorce settlement? She's like, well, that would be your divorce settlement, because once I get you taking you to court and take you for everything you have, that will be what you get out the deal. And I'm like, you won't be getting that because Candace got that. But check that. So, um, Candace goes to look at the house. She calls the lady last week in the last episode. And she's going to look at the house, and the house, let me say, is beautiful. Candace and you can tell she just left the car lot because she's rolling up. And I'm like, where is Tyler Perry getting the bids for these shows? I'm like, they really allow him to use their cars to promote in his season because everybody is driving the top of the line cars. And I'm sitting here like, well. But Candace wanted to look at the house. She likes the house, and that giving this whole vibe, it was like a slow motion vibe, and how she has come up. She's like, I'm like, how they're showing everything, and Tyler Perry had to make this remix of Candy Cane remix of the song playing while she's walking around and viewing the house, and they're showing the flashback of how she met Jim and how she started prostituting and being a whore and the car and the keys and the money, everything she clawed out of Jim, even breaking up the marriage and telling him and ending up in his bed and them having sex and things like that, and them paying her to like leave to get away from them. It's like they're really showing how Candace fucked her way to the top. I mean, she's driving the top of the line cars. She's in the top of the line hotel. She has the top of the line house. And remind you that she not only did she buy that house, that she's buying Benny a house. He's buying this traditional house that Benny's like he's very down there. He's not into the glitz and the glamour like Candace wants to be in that she's into. So she's buying both the house. She's selling both. The lady buys sells her both of the house, shows her the house. Candace buys it, furnishing all, gets a deal. She signs it, and I'm sitting here like. At first, I was like, okay, Candace, I see what you're doing, and I like the fact that she got the money. She's helping her family out. She's helping Rod Dr. Benny and doing this and that. But another part of me is like, this empire that you think you're building is gonna come down. Your mom told you that what you do will come back to you. Karma is bad. You did what you did. Some of it was revenge. I do understand that, but we have that much money. If you did what you did, Candy Cane being the baddest, as you say, is not gonna always be that way. It's always someone who's better than you. So you doing what you did to get to where you are is gonna come crashing down. How you get it will be how you lose it. So with that being said, of course she's not gonna be on the place where she's gonna be losing out because she has to. Benny still has to find out that he has the house and everything. She's gonna have to live in the house. So we'll see how everything unfolds on season 4 because next week is the season finale. and it was so much in the season finale. I'm already like high on inspiration right now. I'm overwhelmed right now, and then tonight's episode, and then what they're supposed to be showing next week's episode. I'm sitting here like, oh my god, my pressure is up. I'm like, Tyler Perry, why you doing this to me all in one night? I'm sitting here, and then on next week's episode, we get um on next week's episode, Jeffrey. I think Jeffrey and Landon gonna end up having sex. I'm like, oh my god, like, oh my goodness. And then Witchcott's gonna show up to have a house. Um, Benny gonna gonna go find and crash into Quincy's, and he's gonna be fighting him. It's just so much stuff that's gonna be going on in the next week's episode. I don't even know how I'm going to even begin to even review it. And then tomorrow, I got a 2-hour season finale for Empire. Oh my goodness! So and tonight's episode was crazy. But I'm trying to figure out if I have $7.4 million and the way I got it was not the correct way, I would not still be in the place where I got it from. I would be somewhere overseas spending that money. I would have gave Benny, Hannah a cut after I done paid War off, took what I was going to take, and I was moved out of the country, especially when you know Quincy is looking for you. That's why I'm trying to figure out why is Candace still in town when you know Quincy is looking for you, and Jim can strike back in a minute if he wants to. I mean, like, just go take the money, pay who you're gonna pay, buy what you're gonna buy, go overseas and live your life, and we'll get your scenes from over there. That's my whole take on it. But David goes to Jeffrey's apartment after meeting with Maggie, and he's like, cause last week, which Candace came to his apartment, I mean his hotel, and was in hysterical shock, like you need to go find your son. So he finally goes to find the son. The son's not there. His plate tore up, blood is everywhere, glasses everywhere. So we get the scene. He calls Veronica, and he's like, where's Jeffrey? What did you do to him? What's going on? She's like, I don't know. Like, and she's playing dumb. Like, she really does not know where he is, but she knows why his place is looking like that. So I'm like, Veronica. But that's Veronica character for you. That is her, so that's what you expect. So I don't even get mad no more. I don't even put too much in it no more, because I'm like, that's what you get. Like, but anyway, she after he gets off the phone with her, we get to know where Jeffrey left the apartment, because he got his ass whooped. I'm just telling you straight, he got his ass whooped. He was bruised, battered, and stirred. Everything you could imagine that happened to Jeffrey got. The only thing that didn't happen that he would happen to jail, he just didn't get buffed up. That's all. It just didn't happen. So I was like, okay, Jeffrey, that was a good move. Go to the hospital, see what's going on. But we already knew what the hospital told him, so that wasn't a shocker. So after that, we get the DEA is at Veronica's house because Wyatt has told her what was going on. So he's at the house and everything, and she shows up to Veronica's house like, hi, Jennifer, what are you doing here? And Jennifer like, bitch, you know damn well what the hell I'm doing here. I have a warrant. Everything is in black and white. I have a right to search your house. We're looking for Jeffrey's car. And she's like, what the hell is going on? She's like, well, let me see that. And she's like, go on. You do know that a car wouldn't be in my house, would you? She's like, yes, I very well knew that. But I'm looking for evidence. I'm like, Jennifer, you better go ahead and get for that. But Jennifer, I mean, it's like, you can't win from losing with Veronica, because Veronica's always 30 to 100 steps ahead of you. It's like she already had this plan out. So, hey, I like anything that Veronica does is like, I'm not even, surprised about it, because I know she's always ahead in situations. So, She's like, if your people break anything in my house, I'm sorry. And she's like, and Jennifer's like, right. So they're doing that, and we get it's a close. It goes. Uh, they get the camera closes up on her face. You know how Veronica loves to get that devilish death stare eye, and the dramatics in it was like, I know damn well David didn't do this. You want to play dirty? Oh, I got you. And I'm like, okay, here is another plot that has been misunderstood. The reason why Jim, Quiet, and Candace are at the L's that they are because of misunderstanding. She thought that Jim did stuff to her, and he thinking that she had something to do with Amanda's death. So it's like, oh my freaking God, the plot never stops. It never ends. We never get a new story because now she thinks that David is the one who sent the police to her house because he knows she has a car, but David don't have nothing to do with that. It was Wyatt. Wyatt spilled everything. So I'm like, okay, now she can be going at David for something he's not doing, and he's gonna go at her because she's going at him. It's like now everything's going to fail. Jim and Catherine's marriage has failed. They getting a divorce, and now Jim is finally over Veronica, and their marriage is about to fail. She's like, oh my goodness, like where does it end? But it doesn't end. It really doesn't. So David is trying to get back at her. David's trying to get back at her, and he's like, uh. David visit Candace. He's like after he comes back to Megan. Megan's trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and he leaves again. Goes to Candace like, what the hell happened to Jeffrey? What is going on? Where is my son? His apartment. He's not in his apartment. Blood everywhere. What is going on? And she's like, it's your wife. He's like, no, it's not my wife. She's like, it's your wife. She's lying to you. She had him beat up, and she's like, I don't think Veronica would do anything like this. She might. And she starts to click. And she's like, you bitch. You set me up. And she knows that Quincy has been to his apartment. And she's like, hold on, I got to call security. I have to get out. I got to move. You set me up. You're the one who got Quincy out of jail. He's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, stop freaking playing with me. You know what's going on. She's like, what is going on? Smart. You got Quincy out of jail. She's like, no, I didn't. Me and Jim had nothing to do with that. We're still trying to figure out why Quincy is out of jail. And then she stopped. She's like, okay, you're not playing with me. You know. And she's like, Veronica, your wife the one got him out. She's like, Veronica wouldn't do anything. Come on, stop playing. You married a bitch. She's evil. It was your wife. And we get a knock at the door. And she's like, oh my God, Quincy. She's like, get out of here, move, go. And he's like, girl, shut up, go sit on the bed. And he peeks out the window. He's like, it's Jeffrey, and everything calms down. Jeffrey comes in, after he got his ass whooped, beaten, battered, and bruised and stirred and mixed around like Jesse Cornbread. Walks through the door, and she's like, oh my God, what happened to you? He's like, Quincy beat me up, and she's like, oh my God. She's like, what's going on? So like, Mom. He's like, your mom wouldn't do anything like this. And she's like, yeah, you married an evil bitch. She's like, Dad, it's Mom. Mom was on the phone. She had Quincy to beat me up. And he's like, damn it! And I'm like, okay, now, it's starting to get good. It's starting to get good. Now we're starting to get somewhere. So he finally knows that Veronica did it. And now after David runs out, Jeffrey is talking to, Candace. She's like, so Quincy did it to you? She's like, oh my God, I got to move. He's like, you're fine. Quincy does not know where you are. He has no idea where you is. She's like, so, after all this, I did not tell her. So she's like, so after being beat up like this, you still did not tell her where I was? He's like, yeah, Kim, I got you. And she's like, you ride it out. I really like you. You ride it out. You really ride it out. So I'm like, okay, now we seeing some loyalty. We see, okay, Jeffrey he's not a punk bitch like we did. Like we were saying, he fought back with Quincy, and he's loyal. He's very loyal, and I wouldn't have took no beating for Candace, but Jeffrey did. So hey, he did all that for Candace. So we're gonna see how that turns out. So after that, Hannah calls Michael, and they're talking. She's like, you know what? I can't be friends with you. I'm going to need some space because it's like, why would you need some space? Because I almost did something. I almost went back for doing something I usually don't do. And I almost slept with you. And he's like, yeah, you got a big, and you fine, you sexy, you chocolate, and make me think about doing some things. I was like, Hannah, bring it back. Come back to Christian life. Come back to biblical status. I'm like, and she's like, so, you know, I promised I wouldn't do that until God shows bring me a man and this and that. I'm like, Hannah, with your sanctified freaky behind, he's some type of, now we starting to see where Candace get it from, but Candace is using it in the wrong way. She's fucking her way to the top and just, Hannah was just fucking. But, with that being said, it's like, okay, we see that, we see the sexual attention, and we can see some chemistry, but we also know that Hannah is going to stay true to herself and stay within the realm of God and what she promised. So we see that, and we know we're going to see some more of them. We know we're going to see some more sex scenes. So he walked, get rid of Michael out, and Benny walks in. I'm like, okay, Benny, you always walking in at the wrong doggone time. It's like, what is he doing here? What are y'all talking about? What's he doing here? And Hannah, well, she childish. Hannah is childish. And she's like, oh, we talking about having a baby. And Benny was like, what? She's like, and Mac was like, you play too much. I just love keeping in the skin. I was like, we know what kind of skin you want to get on. But anyway, he walks in and Benny's like, yeah, you ought to leave. And I'm like, Benny, quit it. And then we get the last scene. David goes to talk to Veronica. Actually, no, he does not go to talk to Veronica. He's talking to Maggie, and Maggie's gonna get her to leave. And because David is he pissed off, he's to the limit with Veronica. He's up to the limit with Veronica. So he tells Landon to go get the car. Landon's on his way to go get the car. But guess who shows up? Veronica Harrington. The queen bitch, the queen evil bitch, the diva is here. And let me tell you something. Veronica hair, the suit, her facial expressions, her makeup was laid to the fashion god. She was laid to the teeth. And to think about it, I'm like, okay. She comes to there, and Maggie. Remember, he's still in converse. But when she walks in, Maggie's conversing with David, and she takes the glass of water and spills it in Maggie's face. And Maggie was like, bitch, like, I'm done. You're not going to continue to disrespect me. You're not going to continue to call me names. And how dare you? I'm done. And she's like, bitch, go. And Lance is like, you don't want to mess with her. And she already pissed off. You might want to go. But the reason why Veronica was there to talk to David, because she has it in her crazy ass mind that David is the one who called the DEA to the house to look for the car, but she has no idea that it was Wyatt. And she's like, so this is what you do? You gonna call them people to my house to have me arrested? This is the new law that you come to? And she's like, David's like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, but did you have Quincy to beat the hell out of Jeffrey? And none of the questions was answered. He's answered her question. She's talking about the DEA. And I'm like, this conversation ain't going nowhere. And all of a sudden, when I thought this conversation wasn't going nowhere, it reached the all-time damn high. David said, I'm sick of you. You crazy? Are you still doing drugs? You doing crack? Because this woman that is standing in front of me, I do not know. And he's like, you are a crazy, simple bitch. I'm like, David, where the balls come from? You talk to Candy? Like, I'm like, okay, where did this come from? And she's like, oh, I'm a simple bitch. Smart. Don't you ever talk to me like that. And I dare you to say it good. You think that David was over it. He was like, simple bitch. And she wasn't expecting that. She thought that after she threatened him that was just gonna be the end of it. Oh no, that wasn't the end of it. He was done with her. He gave her that evil death stare. I was like, okay. She's like, oh, I'm evil simple bitch. She started throwing stuff, picking up glasses and throwing. The wife got the hell out of there. That was like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm a crazy simple bitch. She making an announcement like, hello everybody, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but my husband, David Harrington, thinks I'm a crazy simple bitch and I'm going to show him. And I'm like, my blood pressure high, and I can't take no more of this. But this has been Have and Have Not, Season 3, Episode, I don't know, I'm going to get the name and info, have it down in the more info box below, in the title box. Follow me on all social media accounts, and I want to know your thoughts on tonight's episode of the Have and Have Not. What you thought about Veronica? What you thought about Jeffrey's loyalty to Candace? What you thought about Candace buying 2 houses and driving a new profoundly beautiful card. And let me know your thoughts on tonight's episode. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Follow me on all social media accounts and check out my blog. I will see you next week for a season finale of The Have and Have Not, and we will see where this goes. Peace.